One more factor from Afghanistan's point of view, of course, what they did with the ball, restricting India with the bat, calmness, but was there lack of experience playing enough matches against sides like India? How much did that count?
Obviously, as in like we spoke in the beginning of the game, before even the game began, that they would learn a lot from these experiences. They are very raw to playing high quality international teams, and you can bet your dollar that in 2 or 3 years time they'll be a really strong one-day side, because they'll have a lot more experience. They would want to play a lot more bilateral and tri-series against different teams, top teams, and if they're able to do that, for sure, for a fact, that they will be a competing team in the years to come. And it seems like even with their limited T20 experience and the success that they've attained as a unit, they've got their ideas in place, right? The idea about taking this game to the death, the idea that even Rashid and Nabi in the death in the last 6 overs, when the commentators were saying, oh, this game's over, you knew for sure that these guys were planning something very different, and you knew that they were going to take it to the last 2 overs. And even when the last 4 overs are there, they said, oh, this game's over, and then suddenly in the last 2 overs they're saying, oh, this game could go anywhere, so they have their plans clear. The rest of the world may not be seeing it today, but they were very clear with their plans. That just goes to show that there's a lot of maturity in that dressing room and this direction, which is great for Afghanistan cricket.
But to take that direction forward, and let's leave the turmoil aside that they've had in this tournament, I think one solution is many more ODIs for them to play. If they're playing in a 50-over World Cup, in between those 4 World Cups, which is 4 years, they should be playing a lot more 50-over cricket.
Absolutely. And in fact, one of the reasons why people are talking about Afghanistan being a competitive disappointment till today is because our expectations of them are buoyed by the fact that how well they play T20 cricket, which is an easier format for newer teams to play, and they play T20 cricket so well that your expectations of how they play 50-over cricket, automatically you think, oh wow, Afghanistan, they're fantastic, they play great T20 cricket. So those expectations have weighed them. They've done really well for themselves. If you look around and see how long Bangladesh took to start winning in ODI matches, or Sri Lanka, these guys have done very well for themselves.
But the only solution is to actually play more. Yeah, just trying to use their T20 experience in 50 over is like trying to use Duckworth Lewis of 50 overs, just translate it into 20 overs, which doesn't work.
Which doesn't work. See, also the fact that a lot of these Afghanistan players, at least 30, 40, 50% of their team go out and play cricket in different leagues, which also garners them a lot of experience, a lot of exposure, which is really important, because when you rub shoulders with the best in the world, you start believing that you're up there with them, right? And you're not just playing them once in a year, or you're not rubbing shoulders with them just once in a year for a couple of months. Through and through the year, you're rubbing shoulders with them. That's the difference between Sri Lanka today and in Afghanistan today. Because not a lot of these Sri Lankan players are going outside and playing a lot of cricket. Besides Thisara Pereira, maybe Jeevan Mendes, maybe Angelo Matthews to a certain extent. But outside of these 3 or 4 players, not many are actually going abroad and playing cricket, rubbing shoulders with the best and competing with the best and seeing where they stand and they can make their improvements. But these guys are doing it constantly. They're playing every league in the world. So they're competing with these guys day in and day out. And they feel like, hey, I can close this gap. It's easy for me to close this gap. I just need to work on these aspects. I just need to work on those aspects. And I can close these gaps. And because of what they watch and they learn, they realize that in situations like this is the best way to go. Right? They've rubbed shoulders with the likes of MS Dhoni and other finishers in T20 cricket, in the IPL and other leagues in the world. And then they see that, hey, in a game like this, it's better to take it down to the wire and give ourselves a chance where the game's 50-50 and can go either ways, than just go hell for leather in the beginning and then lose out and be 180 all out in 35 overs.